Just did Hyperion. Holy cow, was that amazing. Holy cow, we just rode Zadra, and that was bottom 5 coaster. That was horrendous. So we're here in Poland, and then whoa, look at that Intamin mega coaster right there. Look at that. What do you think of that one?
I can't wait.
Wow. Yeah, we're at Energylandia today. We were at Legendia earlier, and now we are going into Energylandia. So we are staying at Camp Western, so we just walked to the park, and we are ready to have an amazing day and get a lot of rides. So hyped for Hyperion, Zadra, Abyssus, and all these credits. This place is a credit stop. We just did Hyperion. Holy cow, was that amazing. That is a top 10 coaster for me. Easily top 10.
It's so good. It's in my top 5. I don't know where you at.
That close to the best Intamin I've done. I don't know if I can put it above 3 or 5 just yet. Sorry, Dave. But unbelievable. Absolutely insane. Love that ride. So good. All right, about to do a Nurgus, which is a Vekoma Junior coaster. So the credit hunt begins. Alright, we're doing the family boomerang. The credit run begins to the back of the park. Alright, so we just did the Wacky Worm and Viking and the family boomerang. We'll start with the Wacky Worm. We went around like 5 times. We just wanted to get off. That's all he needs to know.
It was awful.
And then we did the family boomerang, which was fun. We just did Rake a couple days ago, and that was pretty good. So this was good too. But Viking bottom 5 coaster, that was horrendous.
The worst coaster I've ever ridden in my entire life.
I don't know who in their right mind puts over-the-shoulder restraints on a spinner. That was terrible. But we're in line for the SLC now, Roller Coaster Mayan, which
2 roller coasters back to back.
Which this one's new, so I'm not too worried about this. Hopefully it's better than Iron Claw, which we did a few days ago or yesterday. So yeah, very excited. All right, we're doing the SLC now. We did Roller Coaster Mayan, and that was my favorite SLC actually. Newest one, I guess, or second newest was one in Vietnam that opened after.
Viking?
But yeah, it was. We already beat that. But yeah, it was fun. It was a little jerky, but it was for the most part pretty smooth and really intense.
I like this.
So yeah, I'd probably ride that again if this is my home park and it had no lines. So not too bad. Okay, we're about to do Formula. Back row's closed though, so we're having to wait a little longer. But great operations this park, wouldn't you say? Yeah, we haven't really waited much at all. This is the longest line we've seen all day. Alright, we just rode Formula, and that was a surprise. That was like a mini light coaster. Very fun, pretty punchy launch.
It's like mini light with a launch.
Yeah, and it had some pretty good pops of airtime. I still prefer Lek, and I still prefer like Copperhead Strike, even though it's a mock. But that was still a very fun ride. I enjoyed that. Very cool. We're gonna go do Zadra now. Let's do it. Holy cow, it is time. We are riding Zadra, which is my number 2 bucket list coaster in the world behind Formula Rossa, and Iron Gwazi is my number 1. So we will see how this stands out. What are your final predictions before we get on?
I think I'm gonna like Hyperion much better.
Which I wouldn't be surprised. Hyperion was really good, but this will either be a very close number 2 or a very close first. holy cow, we just rode Zadra, and that was absolutely insane. That is in my top 3 coasters by far. Holy crap, what'd you think of that?
I prefer Hyperion, like I said beforehand, but I just like it something better. But it's still a fun ride. I think I have it in my top 10 somewhere. I really like it. It's very intense. It's super intense. It's as intense as Blasi, around that intensity. I really like it.
Yeah, that was, oh my god, unreal. We've only done it in the back because it's on one train for some reason. But in the front, I think it could be my number 1. We're gonna try it in the front pretty soon. So yeah, we'll see, but really good ride. Another credit, another day. Here we go. Okay, so we did Abyssus and the Light Explorers Family Boomerang, and those were both fun rides. Abyssus was really good. I think it was pretty. I think we both agree that it was pretty comparable to Copperidge, right?
Did you like it better than Formula?
Yes, better than Formula. I know some people think Formula is better. I thought it was better than Formula, but I guess it's not terribly far off. They're both fun rides. Yeah. And Light Explorers was a pretty fun family boomerang too. I think I like the other one here better though. But yeah, both good rides. Our first day at Energylandia was a massive win. We were able to ride 14 coasters, and I'm not even kidding, 4 hours. We got to the park at 4 p.m., and the park was open till 8 p.m., so we had a good amount of time, I would say. We finished the day with a front row ride on Zadra, and a ride on Draken roller coaster, as well as Speed. Our front row ride on Zadra was our second ride on Zadra of the day, and needless to say, Zadra did not disappoint. In comparison to Iron Gwazi, it's definitely more speed focused, but it has some really solid moments of airtime thrown into its layout, most notably when you exit the first turnaround, the double down towards the end of the ride, and that massive floater hill midway through the ride that almost felt like a beefed up version of a couple of Twisted Timbers camelbacks. The inversions on Zadra are also fantastic. This stall is one of the best stalls out there. I would most compare it to Air Force 1 stall or even maybe Goliath at Six Flags Great America stall. The zero G rolls are also taken on really well and really throw you to the side. Another thing I loved about Zadra is the pacing is absolutely immaculate. The ride just absolutely flies through the layout and takes on every element really quickly. I just love how whippy this thing is. As of right now, I still slightly prefer Iron Gwazi, however, but both are neck and neck. After getting our last ride on Zadra of the day, we hit the park's Vekoma suspended family coaster, Draken roller coaster. Draken roller coaster is a clone of Dragonfly at Dollywood, and it is a fun, smooth family coaster. Speed, the park's Intamin water coaster, was our last ride of the day. Speed is one of 4 Intamin water coasters, and was my first one. To be honest, I was not all that impressed with it, as it didn't really do anything, and it felt like it had a nasty vibration to it. So I think we should leave it to Mach to do the water coasters. One observation I would like to point out that I never mentioned was that on Zadra, they added a train on when they saw that the line was getting long, but then they took it off when they saw it got shorter. I've honestly never seen this at a park, as usually maintenance does the transferring, and they only do it if the park gets noticeably more busy than they anticipated. But having already done most of the coasters on our first day, we didn't feel rushed at all on the second day. Alright, we're back at Energylandia, day 2. We did pretty good yesterday, got most of the credits, we just got to get Sweet Valley and some of the kiddie coasters today. But it's a little rainy, so we're trying to make the most of it, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Weather said it was going to be on and off today. But we're gonna start with Zodger. Gonna try that. A little worried it's gonna be kind of slow, but we'll see how it is. We'll definitely get rides on it later too. All right, first new credit of the day. We're starting with this Sweet Valley area. Okay, so to start the day, we did 2 rides on Zodger, 1 on Abyssus and 1 on Honey Harbor, which is behind me. Zodger was running really good. We rode it in the back both times, and it's insane. I love that ride. Still my top 3. And then Abyssus was also fun too. We've got the same seat we got yesterday. It was still a good ride. I'd say it's definitely like a Vekoma Copperhead. It feels like, just without a lot of the inversions that Copperhead has.
I prefer it more than Copperhead.
Yeah, it's fun, but yeah, we're gonna go up and do Hyperion and get the rest of the credits that we need at the front of the park. Okay, we're doing another damn kiddie coaster, and it's a 57-minute wait, and look at all the theming around it. What? What is that? What are we even doing? This looks like the worst coaster ever, I think. Look at this. Wouldn't you agree, Dave?
I don't think it's credit.
All right, so we just did Hyperion 3 times, and we did a bunch of kiddie credits. They were all stupid, but Hyperion,
So good.
I almost was debating whether that's my favorite coaster here or not. That was insane, dude. Oh my lord, it literally is El Toro and Sky Rush combined. And look, it's me.
Knockoff from maybe.
But yeah, no. What do you think of that thing?
It was so good, my favorite here, and it's like, I don't know where to rank it yet, but I just love it. It's so good.
Yeah, easily top 10 coaster. One of my favorite Intamins. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then we did the SBF spinner. We did Mars, which was like an SBF some kind. And then we did the Circus Power Coaster. All those. The Mars coaster had really funny theming though.
It was.
Yeah, I mean they were fun because they were dumb, but yeah, we're gonna head to the back now and get our last credit, which is the mine train. We are gonna go just ride that while we're back there and probably ride Zodger some more. Wow, pretty cool queue.
So we paid the last train back to get on the very last train back out. And we have to take this shuttle back at 2:45.
Choco Chip was a really fun and smooth and honestly pretty intense mine train. I really enjoyed it and it was a great addition to the park. And with that concludes our visit to Energylandia. We had a great 2 days at Energylandia. Energylandia is one of my favorite parks I've been to and my favorite park that I visited in Europe. The park feels so upbeat and alive, and the staff really seem to really care about the place, as the operations were pretty good on all of the coasters. I would best describe Energylandia as a real-life sandbox park and Planet Coaster, as there are so many random coasters just placed throughout the park, but I honestly kind of like that. Fortunately, both days we were at the park, the crowds were at a minimum, as none of the coasters were more than a station wait. So if you're going to this park, I would try and go on a weekday, as we visited on a Wednesday and a Thursday. As for the pricing, the prices are pretty reasonable. It's about 179 Polish dollars for a standard day ticket, or 45 US dollars. I also recommend that you stay at the park's on-site hotel, the Camp Western Resort. We stayed for one night and it was around $15.99 Polish dollars, or 100 US dollars a night per person, depending on where in the resort you stay. Then the benefits it comes with are really good, as you get 5% off on admission, which they give you at the desk when you check in, so you don't need to buy them online, as well as 5 free one-time use fast passes on Zodger, Hyperion, Abyssus, Roller Coaster Mayan, and the new Choco Chip Mine Train, which they also give you when you check in, and a free shuttle service to the park that leaves the resort every half hour. Camp Western was really nice. We stayed on the houseboats, and the resort has 2 really good restaurants that we ate at. The resort also has a hot tub and pool, both of which are open even after the park closes. The resort had like a party-like thing that goes on after the park closes, where they have a projected movie, dinner at the restaurants, and other activities around the campground. As for transportation and accessing Energylandia, it is pretty easy. The park is located in between Katowice and Krakow. It's about an hour-long drive from Katowice and Krakow both. However, you can take a train directly into Krakow via train, which takes about an hour. The station is within walking distance of the park, so it's pretty easy to access. We used the train to get to Krakow from the park after our visit, and to get to the park we flew into Katowice Airport the day of and took an Uber from Legendia in Katowice to Energylandia, which took about an hour. Some other things I would like to mention is that every ride has a locker. However, Hyperion is the only one that you are required to put your stuff in. They have metal detectors at the entrance, similar to Velocicoaster and the other Cedar Fair RMCs. The lockers were about $5 to $8 Polish, and once you get them at one ride, it's good for the day on any attraction. The other thing I'd like to point out is to be ready to walk. This is a huge park with unnecessarily long queue lines, which I never saw ever get even close to being filled up. Other than that, Energylandia is a coaster mecca in Europe and is so worth the stop for sure.